Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching 100. This is episode 2 of the final season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first episode. If you'd like to watch today's full video, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. Speaking about links in the description, we are running our most liked seasons of the 100. Yes, from season 1 to 7. Choose your favourite, 3 votes. Your results and mine will be aggregated and we'll see obviously the top 3 in the final episode. I cannot wait to see obviously which one is everybody's favourite of choice. So, interesting start to the season. Bellamy walked outside. He was attacked by invisible people. Literally, that's what it was. No beating around the bush. He was invisible. Obviously, Echo and Gabriel have ran outside to try and help him. They was attacked as well. Obviously, you can't defeat something that you can't see. Bellamy was dragged away. No idea what's going on there. In this commotion, we had Hope. She'd ran off, you know, she'd slipped away. And as she was running, she had a sore arm pretty much. She unbandaged it. She had a big gash in it. Inside there was an object. She pulled it out. It was a little note that said, "Only trust Bellamy." No idea what's going on there. But she's gone in search for him as well. Obviously, in the search, she's ended up encountering Echo and obviously Gabriel again. And they decided to work together. Do you know what I mean? She's after Bellamy. They're after Bellamy. Both of them don't really know who each other is and if to trust them, but they do know it's Bellamy's being taken and they both want to rescue him. So they decided to team together and go. By doing this, they've gone into, obviously, the toxins. They started to see visions. Now, Octavia... she ended up being like a vision of Hope, and she said something about I'm sure she said something about her mother, and which is really interesting. I don't know if she's talking about Diosa or if they're supposed to be like, I don't know, in a relation in this other side in the anomaly, but I thought that was interesting. And we also had Octavia. She seen Rowan, and she also seen her own self, Ash, when she was a little girl. And you know, Gabriel's trying to tell them to keep calm. You know, the people are in front of them, he can't see them, but he can see the ground moving and he knows they're roughly there. Just open fire. So that's what she did. She ended up hitting 3 bodies, and they went from being translucent, invisible, so to speak, to obviously being visible on the ground. The shields have dropped down. Now we got a perspective of them looking at those 3, and we've seen that they had masks that had technology that could scan people's profiles and give information. We've seen Gabriel, we've seen Echo, and then when they went and scanned obviously Hope, it said shoot on sight. So the guy on the float went to shoot her again before bang bang bang, Echo took them out. So I thought that was very interesting. Now going back to Sanctum, people are still worshipping Russell. Like Octavia said at the end of last season, you know, if people have nothing to believe in, then they feel like the life that they've worshipped all the way up until this point has been worthless, and people are still clutching onto that. Faith is strong. So obviously they want him to be free. He's kind of like surrendered his own life, to be honest, you know what I mean? All episode it was like he wanted to die. Now Clark, she ended up taking him up to the castle. She wasn't going to kill him, but when she went inside to speak to him, you know, he ended up giving her some clothes from Abby. This ended up triggering something in obviously Clark, and her emotions was running wild. It was a necklace with obviously her dad's ring on it, and she ended up beating him and punching him, and she pulled a gun on him. And it was interesting because when we went inside of obviously Chris's mind, and it was Shade Hader, he was there. It looks like the transfer, what they'd done obviously from the machine when he was deleting it and taking it out of Maddie, has somehow gone all the way over and gone inside of his head. Don't ask me how, but he's taken control of him. He killed obviously Chris, what's he called, Russell, inside his head. He took over his body in possession, told Clark that he actually wants to live. Clark's come outside. She said, look mate, it's going to be a new day. Tomorrow is going to be death to Russell Prime. You know, we're going to start fresh. Everybody's cheering and celebrating, but we know that's not going to happen, don't we? We know Shea Hader's going to have a plan. He's going to try and come and take everybody down. Maddie also, you know, she's pretending to be the commander, which I actually think is a bad idea. I understand why they're doing it, but we've seen the repercussions of people finding out that face, you know, false gods and false commanders and promises last season. So it'd be interesting to see how everybody reacts. And then again, you know, we ended up going back to the Bellamy storyline, and at the end of the episode, we had Echo on one side, we had Hope on the other. In the middle, we had Gabriel holding hands, and he walked into the anomaly and disappeared into the air. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I have no idea literally what is going on with that storyline at all. I have to be totally honest, but I'm really, really fascinated. Hopefully, you guys are too. If you do enjoy today's episode, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode. You reckon this is now after she was taken, or the first time when she went in? It's kind of like the Upside Down from Stranger Things. So it is the first time she went in there.
Diosa, I'm coming! It's too soon. You said you were only 6 months.
I've been here for 3.
She's only just got there.
So long. I was right behind you. Okay, you could do this. Just look at me and think of someplace else.
I'm thinking of someplace.
Good. Good for you.
Someplace I want to push.
Oh God, it's happening. Just like me.
Hey, new start again. Yes. Interesting. Are we saying Dials has died then, or what? And did I hear it right that she is referencing Octavia as a mum? Or is it a sister and she's classing... Do you know what I mean? Like, from that situation, from me reading, either Octavia's her mum, yeah, or it's her sister, and, you know, because obviously if she was born and it was only them three there, you would class her as your sister growing up with Dials as your parent, wouldn't you? So that's what I've taken from it anyway. That's what I heard. I thought that was being confusing and weird because obviously I took that as what I heard, but no, maybe it was true. Interested to see. It was a good start. It was nice to see Dialza, but she's dead, ripped to her, but I like it. You know, my question was, when we seen Octavia swimming then, is it the backstory from when it first went in, or is it obviously the present after being sucked away? It was a backstory. Good stuff.
Welcome to Skyring. Given the time differential, I haven't been here for hundreds of years. Once they got here, they used the bridge. Take them to Bardo.
Bardo.
They? Yes. The next stop. I was not trying to kill her. I told you. It was a locator tag. Deployed on here as a kid. Little did I know it was a bridge to the stars. But it's washed away.
Realistic though, innit? Let's be honest. This is really interesting.
Hello, little person. Sorry, Mama conked out on you back there. Near as I can figure, time between here and Sanctum doesn't square up. The good news is you can be here for years and no one would miss you.
And the bad news is?
The bad news is there's no way off. And you told me to think of someplace that makes me happy. It's here. That's why the anomaly called us.
Trust me when I tell you it is too deep. The dive will kill
I was gonna say that. Oh, do you know what? Before we go into this, I was going to say that you can swim up, yeah, but you cannot swim down. I literally was gonna say, have you ever tried to swim to like a bottom of a deep swimming pool? Your head starts like caving in, literally. Your head starts pounding, get those headaches. But if you was at the bottom dying, you'd be like trying to swim up to the top, mate. So I totally get it. It makes sense.
Octavia tried for 6 years to get back to her brother.
We're here for 6 years.
I was here for 20.
Once it dries, I'll use the charcoal to bring out the indentations in the paper.
They call it a biometric
Signature. A consciousness code, of course.
When you put mine in on Sanctum, you pulled me over.
And sent Octavia to the other side.
Pull someone through by entering in their code, or you can tag them. I made a deal to save my mother. The plan was for me to jump back in, rescue her and Auntie O, and kill anyone who got in my way.
Looks like we're swimming to the anomaly after all.
I told you, it's not an anomaly. It's a bridge.
It's been late. Someone was there, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll come back for you.
The numbers on his arm were counting down.
Yeah, they was moving.
It's how long he's a prisoner here.
You know what, right? This concept is fucking decent. It actually is. Like, I'm always intrigued about stuff like this. Reminds me of In Time. Have you seen it with Justin Timberlake? You know what I mean? Like, they work pretty much, instead of working for money, they work for time. And it gets put on their arm. And pretty much they can look down and they've got seconds to live, or they've got days to live, or they've got years to live. And every time you go and work, you know, you get the minutes. But every time you buy something, the minutes get taken away. If you get on the bus, minutes go down. Do you know what I mean? If you work, minutes go up. You know, you've got a rich society and a bad one. He ends up going to the rich side, doesn't he? He starts running, you know, because he was late for something. Everyone's looking at him weird because nobody does that there, because nobody's ever in that desperate time on their arm. They've got unlimited, where obviously where he was from, every second counts. That was interesting. I liked it. They explained that the reason why Octavia got taken away is because obviously she tagged her, which obviously dragged her back into well, wherever this place is called. And the reason why she got to Sanctum is not because she ended up going through the anomaly, it's because she was called by the code that was put into the ball. Now, at least they addressed that, because I was saying, how's Octavia got back? Literally, how has she got back? Well, how did she get back, actually? Still, you know what? I was going to say, yeah, they answered it, but they haven't. How did she get back the first time? This time, Hope was called upon by the code. Beep, beep, boop, in. Octavia was taken, stabbed. Get it. Got it. Octavia coming back the first time, still don't know it yet.
From the looks of our new friend, he's surviving on jellies alone. Eating like that, he won't make it 5 years. When the timer on his arm hits 0, the disciples come for him.
Right, and you think they'll take us too?
Of course not.
We're going to take them.
No. We kill them, take their suits, jump to Bardo.
I was under for 120 seconds, and it's still not long enough. Hope just fell asleep. Sorry.
3 years. Every day you tried, and every day you fail. It'd be boring if it wasn't so depressing.
Yo, I like their relationship, B. I said it last season.
They send people here who aren't pulling their own weight. Not devout enough. Not strong enough.
Pretty good, ain't ya?
The girl you stabbed and kicked over a cliff.
Sounds like a good story.
You just heard it.
There's more to it than that.
Friend's sister and kicked her over a cliff.
And she's pretty much concluded it.
Dev.
Leave us alone!
I'm Hope.
Wait.
No.
Taking his chip.
On my tribe. How?
We're on planet Beta.
Oh, mate, that's really interesting. I'm liking what's going on, to be honest. If he was going to pick 3 people to be here on Planet Beta, for example, these are really good like people to choose. You've got Echo, who's a strong, determined person, good warrior, committed to getting Bellamy back, so you know that she's always going to be there, willing to do whatever it takes. Then you've got him, obviously Gabriel, who's like 200 years old, who knows his way around, you know, Sanctum. He knows this thing, you know, with the coding. Very smart in terms of the chips. He could do a procedure that puts it possibly inside of Echo, because she is a Nightblood, which is very interesting, because maybe they can implant it into her, try and get some answers, extractions, you know, possible visions. Who knows? I have no idea. I just know that she's a Nightblood and he knows how to do procedures. And then again, obviously, we're talking about somebody who's grown up here for 20 odd years. Do you know what I mean? She's a good hunter, it looks like. A fighter as well. She put up a good one with against Echo. And, you know, if he's going to pick a team there of a trio, these would be an ideal one, let's be honest. Now, the interesting thing is, you've got all the time in the world, technically. You know, 2 days here. I mean, sorry, 20 years here is 2 days at home. So why, you know, why rush? Take your time, make sure you can live. Nobody's really going to miss you. Spend 40 years here. Yes, it feels like a lifetime, but you know, go back home. It's been 4 days, no dramas. You know what I mean? Make sure you get everything right. Don't rush it. Get your plan sorted. Wait for the people to come. Take them out. Get every possibility, you know, written down. Every angle that they could come in from, every, you know, way that you could take them out, take the masks, go back there, rescue Bellamy, and it'd be like you're gone in no time. So it's going to be really interesting.
Becca Franco designed the mind. I mean, memory drives to be a data retrieval system. So, the mothership crew could determine what happened if they returned to find a mission team dead. Just wait, it's repairing corrupted data. I'd say it suggests that the people on Bardo descend from Allegius as well.
With the dead.
No. Colin was a quantum physicist, a Fields Medal winner.
I envy you. You are going on the greatest adventure in the history of history.
This is gonna take a while.
After that,
That guy out there is gonna come home. Unless we want to wind up as guests at his picnic, I think
I'll take the first watch.
Okay. Who's hungry?
Let me guess. We're vegan again.
Only if you're not in the mood for my jellyfish etouffee.
Fighting.
okay. I'm training so I can help you save your brother.
Doesn't even know I'm gone yet. 6 years for us is like a blink of an eye where he is.
That means we have time for you to make me like you.
Mask? Oh.
Diosa, she shouldn't be out here. This is my way out.
Oh God, here we go.
There's a whole suit here. This could easily add a minute to my dive.
But this gear's probably biometric. That means you put it on and lets his people know we're here.
You're just trying to guilt me into staying.
Yes, because it's the only tactic I haven't used.
You know, I have to warn Bellamy about the primes.
What about us?
I'll come back. I'll bring the others. Hope can have a real life.
When you come back, I'll be dust, and so will Hope. We had a good run, though, right?
Yo, I understand where both of these two are coming from, if I'm being honest. Like, you've got to understand where both of them are coming from. Yeah, Octavia, she's got a family on the other side, but she's kind of got a family here at the same time. Like, how old's Octavia? I have no idea how old they're supposed to be. Well, to be honest, was they all not... They was under 18, wasn't there, when they got sent down? So then, I'm pretty sure, like, on season 4 or something, they mentioned that they was only there for, like, 6 months. And I was like, 6 months? 6 months? Is that it after all of this? So I'm saying Octavia in this timeline's, like, 20. Because Hope's 20 in the other timeline. So, like... Let's just say that, yeah? That means she's known him for 20 years. But obviously, in the timeline that we've seen them, she would have been there for like 10 years. That's what she said before she left. So, technically, yeah, she spent half a life with this family and another life with another family. So, like, both of them are family, if you're following. So, it's hard because obviously, like, Diyoza, now, it's the only family that she's got. So it's interesting the way, obviously, she's trying to guilt her to stay, and I don't blame her, and she was smart. You turn that on, the tech up. But my question was going to be, right, is that she mentioned that this place is where they send people from wherever they said it was called over to here as like a punishment to try and survive if they're not strong enough or whatever. You know what I mean? That guy's got 5 years and he's ticking down. Now, why is it? They might come every 5 years, and obviously she's got to be past 5 now, it looks like. So they haven't come yet. Now she must turn that suit on, it activates it, they come to the land. That's the only thing that I'm thinking me. What she said, it is a biometric suit that will, you know, like, will beacon that there's life there and people will come looking.
I miss you already.
I don't want to grow up without you.
Think that, innit?
Maybe you don't have to. I could be back with Bellamy, Clark, and Maddie.
And Murphy?
Everyone loves Murphy, don't they? In the stories.
You won't accept this now, but I'm probably saving your life. Because even with that thing on... You want to hate me? Hate me. But Hope needs you. Your brother left you to die. Why are you so eager to run back to him? Why aren't we enough?
I just need to tell him. I understand. I understand.
Everything that Bellamy's done. Yo, that was a deep fucking scene, that, mate.
Belle. I hope against hope that this letter reaches you. I need you to know that I finally understand all you did to protect me. I wish I could see your face and hug you. If you get this, I'll probably be an old lady or dead. I want you to know I was happy. I have hope. Diyoza's a pain in the ass, but I love her. I deserve to be happy, big brother.
Where's that bottle gone then? She's threw it in. Has anyone ever picked it up? That's what I want to know, mate. Has anyone ever picked that bottle up that she's threw in? Because they look like a pretty terrible throw, I'm not going to lie. And if she knows where the anomaly is or whatever she's thinking it is, you would swim all the way over to it and then just drop it down and let it sink, and then you'd know it's definitely successfully landed in there, wouldn't you? But I think this has been a really interesting episode, to be honest. I've actually liked what we've done with it. I always say, you know, information-based episodes are just as good as high-paced, hectic ones when it's an intriguing storyline and you're learning. Like, all episode, this is a learning curve. Like, maybe if you got this episode in, like, 10 or 12, it wouldn't be as interesting because we already know the story that's been established, you know, the timeline, and we'd be thinking it's a bit slow-paced. But here, at the start of the season, trying to get what's going on, the timelines, the people, you know, why can you one go there and one not go there? How did Octavia get back here and that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's really, really exciting to see. I'm interested. And again, my main question is, how did Octavia get back the first time? And she was 100% running away from somebody. My also other question is, when Hope come through the anomaly the first time in the first episode, she had writing all over her head, but now it's been washed away. Why was that there? Why would she spend that time in putting those symbols on her head if it had no meaning?
Where did you get that?
Clearly there.
That was not meant for you.
The Allegiance transport crashed here. Colin was the sole survivor. He found the stone the same way we did. There's still millions of possible combinations, but he'll get it.
I remember when she threw this into the bridge. Oh, we still thought Sanctum was on the other side. I just think I'm so weak.
No, opposite. I've seen your moves. And with teachers like Dioza and Octavia, I wouldn't want to face you in battle.
Now, a prisoner came here. A few months after they left. Dev. He taught me.
Portal rises from the lake. Of course. I need a pen. Oh, I did it! I need something to write with. The charcoal, a pen. Hey. What is this?
Give us back.
No. I serve the master and his shield and his sword.
It's annoyed me that. Annoyed me that. The chip's still there though. The chip is like, see what I mean? Stuff like that does it does annoy me. It does, man. Like they went outside and he'd left that door for like 1 second and somehow he's got in, he's picked that tablet up and smashed it. I can't stress how little things like that proper piss me off. Like, it's like last season. Do you remember when Octavia was trying to save that little girl and within a blink of an eye, she got shot? I can't stress how much that proper pissed me off. And again, that has as well. Like, every time something that somebody's trying to do, they turn away. It's like Call of Duty. You're aiming at a door. As soon as you turn away, someone's at a door, they killed you. You're like, what the F, man? Like, what is the odds on that? And that's literally what's just happened there.
You waste your reading. Your math. You're gonna do it again after dinner.
You could have made your daughter a pair of pants if you didn't rip the sleeve off.
I ripped the sleeve off to save that gnarly arm of yours. It's time to throw that damn thing away.
Shooting, just like last episode.
Octavia left a long time ago. Get in.
Promise you, Mommy and Auntie O will come back for you, but right now, you be brave.
That's what she said last episode. Mommy and Auntie O will be back for you.
On your feet. Move.
Is he the city now or wherever they've just been taken to? Where Bellamy's gone? Hey, you better hope those Earth skills help you. Well, they have done, haven't they? But that's mad, that, isn't it? It's really interesting. It's finished as well. Like, what an interesting episode that was, in my personal opinion. It was decent. What I want to know is, what's their big problem? Just because Octavia and Dioza are there, who cares? Why do they have to come in and, like, take them? It's not as if, like, they've done anything to disrupt your land and the way of living. It's like me finding somebody living on the field in front of my house or something and like fuming and going, I kick them off. Shoo! It's like, mate, I've lived there for like 10 years. You didn't even know I was there. Like, clearly I'm not a threat and no problem to you. You know, that's basically it. But, you know, did they say someone was called Andreas or Anders or something? He wants to remember everything before they put those helmets on. So again, I need to see where they've been taken, to be honest. It's called the Garden. I get it, you know, here now in that area. That was how he was found, wasn't it? With that thing that Octavia threw into the water. But that's one of those situations where Dioza can't blame Octavia for that, if we ever get to that situation, because all she was trying to do is tell the brother that she loves him, pretty much. You know what I mean? She understands him. And she stopped trying to leave and she started actually living there with them. So that was, I thought it was good in terms of that. I liked it. Do you know what I mean? We're 2 episodes in, basically not seen Bellamy once. That's interesting. And his name's second on the credits as well, which is like second MVP, so to speak. Didn't see Clark or anyone. Nothing from the Russell storyline from last episode. I have no problem with it. I actually really enjoyed this one. I thought it was great. Storytelling was good. Like I was saying, you know, because we're on episode 2, it makes total sense that we get this. It's very fascinating, kept me intrigued, been guessing the whole time, don't really know what's going on, trying to search for answers. If we got something like this, maybe episode 10, 11, 12, maybe it'd be a different opinion because we've already established the storyline, the characters, the reasons, everything behind it. Now, I do like how they said they're on planet Beta right now, which is interesting because they was on Alpha, and he was other planets that Monty said, wasn't there? You know, he chose that one because he thought it was the best or most likely one that was similar to Earth for them to actually live, and that's why they chose it. But I'm excited to see what's going on, mate, and what's happening and where they've been taken to. They've clearly got some next level advanced technology compared to where they've just been living. You know, even where Russell is, you know, they haven't really got technology. They've got a shield where they've successfully, obviously, managed to use it as a force field. That's pretty cool. But, like, in terms of everything else, nothing really. I would say that mask that these guys are wearing is more advanced than everything that they've got. The fact that they can profile everybody and read it, and it's like Jarvis, so to speak. They've come in, they've taken them. She managed, obviously, to survive. Now, I want to know is that maybe this was a location that they never really knew before. And the reason why they started sending people here is because they was like, look, mate, people are slacking here at home. They need to be punished. Send them there. Now, again, really interesting. That guy's come in, annoyingly, actually has really, really annoyed me. Come in and smash that tablet in the present. And the interesting thing is he was, like, devoted as well to, like, his god or his people or serving his time. Do you know what I mean? He didn't even want to leave early. Throw people in prison nowadays, you know, any time that they could get taken off their sentence, it's getting taken. This guy, no, mate, not my time yet. Wanted to stay. Now, it was interesting, you know, he sat there and he's watched that the whole time. And he's ended up, obviously, seeing him put the code in. But then it's been smashed. But I remember the word "foe" was definitely there, FOE. Now, I don't know if that is something that they're going to have to put in, but surely remembers some of the sequence around there. He's been staring at it for ages, you know what I mean? Which is, again, I think it's interesting. I like how they tie it all back into Becca, to be honest. It stays consistent with stories and the Commander and everything in Season 1. So, do you know what I mean? I got no problem with that. But I want to know, literally, what they're doing with these people. Like, why has Dowser been taken and has she been kept a prisoner ever since, literally, she was taken here with Octavia? Because it's Auntie O and Mom. Do you know what I mean? That's what she said last episode. I thought it was like Mom, and then she might have been referencing either Octavia as it or slash, you know, her being a sister, but no, it was that clip that we just seen right there. So personally, in my opinion, I think it's been really fascinating and intriguing. Now, I think we need to go further into it, see where they've been taken, why, how long's Octavia been, I mean, Dials have been gone, how old does she look now, and what's happened with Bellamy, and then I would like to see, obviously, what's going on with Clark and Russell and Cohen, that side. So this endless opportunities, mate. Okay, and that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you've not yet voted to your favourite season of the show, it is open. 3 votes allowed. Your results tomorrow will be shown in the final episode. Can't wait to see which has been your favourite seasons. Now, very interesting start to this one, most definitely. I enjoyed the flow of today's episode, the storytelling that was going on. You know, I like how we got the backstory pretty much of Octavia when she first arrived, and how they were saying that, you know, 20 years here is like 2 days at home. So it explains the reason why, obviously, she's grew up so much and they've not even realised. And the fact that Octavia's been there for so long and they didn't even realise that she was gone for that long. Pretty much it seemed like 1 day to them, but for her it was like a lifetime. But then again, it's interesting, isn't it, that the fact that when they cross into each world, for example, how she lost her memory. You know what I mean? That's the interesting part. Again, I'm trying to figure out how Octavia was sent there the first time, slash how has Hope got sent there the second time. I know that Hope this time was saying that she come because she cut a deal with the leader, and pretty much what it was is if we go and we tag Octavia, then obviously she can do that to save Dialza. But how did Octavia leave the first time? I'm expecting that she's been taken like Dialza here to this place where Bellamy's possibly being taken, and by being there she's managed to fight her way out of it. She was being chased, wasn't she, when she left it, when she went into Gabriel's arms, and I feel like she's figured a way where the portal is. She's attacked a few people, maybe they dropped a few bodies and actually fled. That's why maybe they've gone and chose Bellamy this time to attack. You know what I mean? Very, very interesting. It's exciting. And, you know, I can't wait to figure out and find out, obviously, what the story is and more information on all the characters. Now, again, we didn't see anything of Clark and the Russell storyline, which I am still actually intrigued with. You know, I still feel like Shade Hader is going to come up and try and start a revolution, and it's going to be a conflict of interest whether people are going to start following him or people are going to stand behind, obviously, Madda and believe that she is still the true commander. We know that she hasn't got the flame in her, but I still feel like this is going to be a big storyline rocking and rolling forward. But if we go back to, obviously, Gabriel, I like how clever he actually is, to be honest. I feel like he's like another Raven where he can help do these procedures and slash, obviously, algorithms and deciphering and coding that nobody else could actually do, and sometimes I can't even understand it. And I've got to be honest, right, it's interesting watching it on the show that somebody's so clever and can figure it out, but you got to say that somebody's had to sit down in a writing room and actually write that out and actually make it make sense for the actor to portray, to then bring it over to us for us to follow. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes it's really confusing and really too advanced. You know, you have to dumb stuff down like you're talking to a child so we can all understand it. And like I said, I think it was interesting here today's episode that Octavia come to the realisation, that is how it come to the realisation what her purpose was. You know what I mean? She understands Bellamy and everything that he's done and the actions that he's taken, and when he banished her, it was obviously like everything that he'd done in his life was for Octavia and kind of bringing her up in a way she strayed off the path and gone crazy, so to speak. She's kind of seen that in obviously Hope herself. She's sat there, she's kind of bringing her up, and she's understanding how Bellamy was possibly feeling, and she needed to let him know. Do you know what I mean? So I actually really liked that. It was good seeing Dialto again. I personally really do think it was. I like the ascension of the storyline and how obviously they get the connection between the mind, the mind chips or whatever you want to call them, and obviously he's popped it out of the heads. What I did take from it is when he threw that tablet down and it smashed, the actual chip didn't smash. So maybe they can use other technology somewhere and actually plug it in and decipher more codes and more information. The only other thing I can think of is the wait, the 5 years for them to come down to actually take this prisoner. But they've got some OP suits where they can turn invisible. Literally, it really is. You have to catch them off guard, and hit them, take them out, put it on yourself, pretend you're one of them guards as well, and go back and obviously try and rescue them. So I'm really fascinated and intrigued with what's going on. Hopefully, you guys are too. If you are, please smash the like. It really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.